Here's number 16. It says if the square root of x is an odd integer, in other words, that square root comes out to be an odd integer. So we know this guy is odd. He might be a 3, a 5, a 7, whatever. Which of the following must be even? Well, what about x? Well, we know if we look at square roots, it comes out to be an odd integer. If you think about it, the square root of 1 is 1. The next perfect square is 4, which is even. The next perfect square root of 9, which gives you an odd. Square root of 16, which gives you 4. Square root of 25, which gives you 5. So we know, we can very quickly realize, hey, if that x is odd, the square root of x gives us an odd answer. When it's even, it gives us even. So I know if that square root, if the answer is odd, like 1, 3, or 5, the number inside it had to be what? Odd. So that is not it, because we're looking for the guy that's going to be even. What about 3 times this guy? Well, we just said that this square root is an odd number. 3 times an odd number. 3 times 1, 3 times 5, 3 times 7. All those odd times an odd creates an odd answer. So that is one rule we realize. We realize that the rule, and if we have an odd times an odd number, like 3 times 3 or 3 times 7, you're going to get an odd answer every single time. And that's true, and that's something we should realize. Now what about this? The square root of 2 times x. Now we really don't know much here. X we know is odd. 2 times 5 would be 10. But is the square root of 10 going to be even? No, that's not guaranteed to be even. So even if this were like a 9 or whatever, we don't know. That's odd times even. We'll get an even number in here, but the square root, it might not even come out to be anything perfect, so it's not going to necessarily be even. So that's out. This is the one that interests me, because it's 2, which is an even number, times that square root of x it said is odd. Well, 2 times a 3, 2 times a 5, 2 times a 7. I quickly realized if I have an even number, such as 2, and I multiply it by an odd number, I will always get an even answer. This is our answer right here. The answer is D, because anytime you have an even times an odd, you're going to get an even answer. Down here, notice an odd squared is simply an odd times an odd again, which is going to be an odd answer. So the answer to number 16 is D. You need to know these rules. The one other thing, you can think it through an even times an even number, like 2 times 2, you're going to get even. The only time you're going to get an odd is if both of them are odd when you're multiplying. There's problem 16.